In the read aloud, you heard germination is when a seed begins to grow or sprout. Say the word germination with me. Germination. Germination is the process that causes a seed to begin to grow and develop into a plant. For example, we knew the germination of the seeds had occurred when we saw our garden covered with tiny green leaves. Now, I'm going to read two choices about what happens to seeds during the germination process. You choose the correct answer. So, here's the first question. Does germination happen to the seed or to the adult plant in the life cycle of a flowering plant? Seed germination happens to the seed of a flowering plant. Question 2. Does seed germination happen in the spring or in the winter? The germination process usually takes place in the spring when the ground has thawed and the air is warm. Question number 3. Are water and sunlight or rocks and grass necessary to the germination process? So water and sunlight or rocks and grass? Water and sunlight are necessary for germination to occur. Here is a picture of a tree with a few writing ideas. For example, I have many parts like when I am young, when I get a little older, when I am mature, I am important to humans because. Those are some questions or ideas that we're going to be looking at today, and you're going to pretend to be a tree and we'll write about what it is like to be a tree. So right now, I'd like you to go ahead in your packet, find the page that looks like this. It's 5.1, and it's got 4 writing prompts or writing starts on it. Let me read them to you. I have many parts like when I am young, blank. When I get a little bit older, blank. When I am mature, blank. Now, what I would like you to do today is I would like you to fill in the rest of these sentences. I want you to answer these or finish these sentences. So think of yourself like you're the tree. We've talked about the life cycle of a tree. And I want you to pretend to be the tree and say, I have many parts like, and name some of the parts of the tree. When I am young, I talk about when a tree is young. When I get a little bit older, talk about when the tree is not super young, but kind of like a child or a teenager. And then when I am mature, what does a tree look like, or what do you know about a tree when it is mature or like an adult? And then you can go ahead in those boxes, you can draw pictures of the parts of the tree, when the tree is young, when the tree is a little older, and when the tree is an adult. Go ahead, take a picture, and post it on Class Dojo. I love seeing everybody's work. I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. This 5.1 page is on page 203 in your reading workbook, not in the packet that I sent home, but in the reading workbook that we used all year. Again, when you're done, page 203, 5.1, go ahead and take a picture and send it to me on Class Dojo. Can't wait to see them. Actually, let me go ahead and show you some pictures to review for you so that you can remember what it's like to be a tree. So here's a picture that I showed you before when I was telling you about the life cycle of a tree. Now, if we look at this picture shows us the parts of the tree. So what do you notice? Okay, we've got leaves, we've got bark, we've got roots, right? Here's a picture I showed you when a tree is very young, okay? What do we have pictured here? What does it need? Think about those things. Here's a picture of the tree when it's a little bit older. What was it called? What did it look like? What were the parts like? Here are some pictures of mature trees. So what can you say about these? How can you describe them? What do they look like? What do they feel like? Right? What do they do? So now go ahead and finish those questions or those statements. 5.1, page 203. Take a picture and send it to me on Class Dojo. Can't wait to see.